didn't change my brake bias. Crap. Hey guys, and welcome to another League Racing video. Not our normal one. AFR unfortunately postponed for the foreseeable future due to desync issues with the game. If you want to go figure out what happened with our attempt at Portimao there, I'll have that linked in the iCards top right. But this is Aussie Racing League ARL early tier around Portimao. We're hoping that we won't have any desync issues, but overall, yeah, I was really looking forward to this race, getting a chance to actually have a proper race at Portimao. It was a good race too. It was very enjoyable. But anyway, getting into qualifying. Bit weirded out by PTR there. First lap that we set was first valid lap that we set was a 16.9. Coming through turn 1, just trying to maximise the apex speed. And then turn 3, braking as late as possible. Trying to manage the ERS here as well. One of the few tracks on the calendar where you can run out of ERS before the end of the lap if you don't manage it throughout the lap, and that costs you upwards of half a second, I believe, if you run out leading up to the finish line here. So, a little bit more to think about than a few other tracks, which is interesting. But anyway, coming into turn 8, felt like it was really strong through here for most of the qualifying and the race, but lost a bit of time on that attempt. And then leading into turn here, trying to take a wider line than what the game suggests, get a better apex and exit. Not sure what the Delta was doing here, it was a bit weird. We were definitely up by more than a couple of hundredths, so a bit weirded out by that. Through the final main corner, really, we're up a little over a tenth and a half. Could have maybe gotten it up to 2/10 if we'd improved the line here through the final corner, but overall not too bad a lap. Well off my PB, unfortunately, which I think was a 16.3. But then, getting ready for our next lap, we've got a Haas on a lap here, so we try and stop before the corner. Unfortunately, Dodge didn't realise what we were doing and ran up the back of us, so we've got a 5-place grid penalty and a bit of diffuser damage. Look, I can't be mad at Dodge. I did stop fairly suddenly, but a bit unfortunate in the end. Anyway, starting this next lap with that diffuser damage, going to be a bit trickier, a bit more oversteer. You'll see we missed the apex there, nearly invalidated on the exit, but we're still up half a tenth, which is pretty insane. So very surprised by that. A lot of oversteer here through, or it felt like it was a little bit oversteery through turn 4 there with that damage. So, struggling a bit more than what we normally would be. We get a big snap of oversteer on the exit of turn 5 here. Yeah, but somehow we're still up, which is quite surprising. Bit of oversteer on the exit of turn 8, but still managed to gain time, getting on the power a little bit earlier than our previous lap. And coming through turn 10, we absolutely menaced the sausage curb there. Probably cost us time in the end. Delta still messing up a little bit through here. Then into turn 12. Yeah. Menaced that corner, ruined the curb, ruined the lap. And now, unfortunately, we're going to be, due to that grid penalty, we're going to be starting all the way down in P7. So, not where I was expecting to start. Anyway, getting into the race, we're going soft, medium, one-stop strategy. We do have rain at the end, so we'll see how we go with that. Anyway, getting ready for the 5 red lights now. And away we go, and it is a shocking start. A lot of wheel spin in 4th gear there. See, everyone in front of us gets a better start. PTR lagging back. Very unfortunate there. Sneaky half spinning it, so that gains us 1 position. And for whatever reason, we're in 1st gear here. Not sure what we were doing. Cost us a lot of time. We got a lot of understeer because of it through turn 3. We lost a bit of time to the group in front, which is not ideal. Same deal through turn 5 here. Not sure what I was doing going down to 1st gear. It kind of worked for that one, but really don't want to be going lower than 2nd gear for most of these corners here. Running a little bit wide through turn 7 and struggling on the exit of turn 8. So not a great first lap so far. Still on the back of the train, but looking a bit shaky. And we come into turn 10 here. Just drop the rear. I didn't change my brake
And yeah,
bias.
we just hadn't changed our brake bias since quali. We'd left it on 55%, which is, to be fair, still drivable, but a lot riskier. And as we come into the next corner, we get a little bit of a tap in the side from Spyglass. I'm fairly certain that was desyncy or something, I'm not really sure, but that's now put us down to P13 and way behind that leading train. So we have a lot of work to do after this lap 1. So, not an ideal start by any means. But anyway, halfway through lap 2 here. Like I said, really strong through turn 7 and 8 here, to the point where we have a little look around the outside at turn 8. Can't quite get it done. Get a really good exit here, and we're right on the back of Recon. So, coming into turn 10, we have a little duck on the inside, just force him into a bit of an error there, and then duck up the inside while he's run a little bit wide. Still there, so we have to leave him space, but he does back out, and that's that move done relatively easily. So that's us up into P11. I think there was maybe a spinner or something. And now we get Spyglass as well, as he runs a little bit deep as well. So, time to push on, catch this train in front. We've got 3 seconds up to that next train. By lap 5, we've managed to catch up to the back of it, but unfortunately we've completely lost the train to the main leaders. You can see 1st to 5th way out in front. We've got a really good run through turn 7 and 8 again here. Nice and close to the back of Sneaky. And really pressuring here. Really good exit out at turn 8. A lot of extra speed on Sneaky here. I think he gets a little bit balked by JJ there. We go for a look up the inside again. Can't get it done. And in front of us, JJ just drops the rear and unfortunately retires. We go to get the move done on Sneaky. Just get in front. We got a safety car, so...
Oh, I think I just got in front of Sneaky before the
I
safety
thought
car.
I had that position, but unfortunately we did not. The game didn't recognise it, despite it changing on the leaderboard before the safety car came out. Just a little bit unlucky. We jump into the pits a lot earlier than what we normally would for the soft to medium strategy, but knowing that we have that rain at the end of the race, it's definitely doable from here. Sneaky with a broken wing, I think. So he's had that replaced, and that jumps us up a position as well. And as we come around for the restart, we've had a few more pit stops, so we're now up into P5 on fresh mediums. Starting the restart now, and Kyle gets an absolute shocker. He absolutely drops the rears, which means we have to back off, give that position back. Sneaky getting caught out by it too, so all 3 of us now have lost 1.3 seconds to that those podium places in front, so a lot of work to do. Fronts were a little bit cold, ran a little bit wide, not ideal. So yeah, really struggling off the restart, but
no safety car.
Still well and truly in it. That safety car's massively helped us out to catch that train back up. We're still going to have to do quite a bit of work though to close in here. Right there too, PTR retiring, so that greatly improves our chances of winning this race now. Onto the following lap. We're still stuck behind Kyle at the moment. We're still trying to pressure him. So much so we run a little bit deep here. But Kyle, I think, just catches the inside curb there, and unfortunately that spins, but that's another free position for us up into P4. Snags also lets us through in the next couple of corners as well. But we've now got 2 seconds to close up on Grid Joke, so we're going to watch these laps through now, just showing the consistency as we try and close this gap in and see where improving or keeping within our best lap by a 10th or 2 every lap. Really pushing here, like within a 10th on lap 16, and on starting lap 17 we set a new fastest lap. And with ARS and DRS right here, we just get the move into turn 1. Miss the apex a little bit, run slightly wide, catch our next warning there. So we're already at risk of 6 seconds of penalties as we chase after Lights now. Skipping ahead onto lap 21 though, we caught up to Lights' DRS. But he hasn't gained a penalty yet, which is a bit of a problem for us. And it was coming out of turn 8 here, we just dropped the rear. And that lets Grid Jokes back through. So all of that effort we put in, lap after lap, 4 laps ago to get that move done, has just gone completely to waste. So we're going to have to do all of that work again, as Lights gets a penalty, so that brings us right back into it again. But we're going to have to put so much effort in here to get this move back again. We do have a lot of ERS to spend though, thankfully. So out of the last main corner before the front straight, absolutely juicing here, getting that slipstream, really trying to close in here, activating DRS. And we're just inching closer and closer before turn 1, and just as we get there, I don't know how we managed to pull it up there. We both keep it just within the track limits. They're really close hard racing, and we get that move done back into P2. So, thankfully, we got that position back. But on the next lap, the rain is here. Jeff's made the call, Inter's time, so we are going to box this lap. Was a little bit apprehensive because the track at this point still felt quite dry, like there was a lot of grip still. We're not really hesitating much on the power at all. We're going to pit anyway because we don't really want to risk it. And the amount of time we gain here under the brakes in the pit lane on lights.
I just gained so much on lights there. Into the pit
absolutely
entry.
Insane. Very proud of myself there. Still getting used to this new pit lane entry. Obviously it's easier with the line on, but it is still something to get used to, as with any part of a new track. But yeah, on to the Inters now with 9 laps remaining, and we've just got to try and settle into a rhythm as quickly as we can now.
No, that's unlucky.
And hope we can just get this move done on lights at some point. Yeah, it was gonna be tricky. It was gonna be a very slippery race to the end here. On lap 27, we still haven't managed to get the move done. We've gotten within half a second a few times, but we haven't really been able to properly threaten lights. Not that it matters. He currently has 6 seconds of penalties, so at the moment we're sitting pretty for that race win, but it's always so much nicer to win on track, so we're constantly pushing as much as we can to get this position done. If you look at the track map though, there's a Mercedes spun out and retired, and that we were hoping desperately for anything but a safety car. We get a VSC, which at this point is still fine.
I mean, it's fine.
But then it gets upgraded to a full safety car, and that brings so many people back into the race. Kyle has no penalties, and at this stage was 34 seconds behind. But anyway, onto the restart. Got the rears up to temp, but the fronts are still cold. We get a good restart. Lights slightly better one, and grid joke slightly better one. So we're looking good for maybe a move into turn 1, but we get a little lag spike, lagged back, and now grid jokes is has a chance to get us, and just manages to get us around the outside, maybe slightly off track, but overall a fairly clean move, can't really argue with it, and that's us down into 3rd place on even penalties with grid jokes as well, so we need to be in front of him in order to win this race. We're now also under pressure from the other Williams of Sweetlow, so we're in a lot of trouble here. We managed to get a better apex than Sweetlow here though, thankfully. We're able to defend into turn 7 and try and focus again on getting this position back from grid jokes. It's the 2nd time we've been overtaken by it now, and we're going to have to do all this work again. But coming halfway through the final lap now, sorry about the frames, I'm not sure what the streamer's doing at this point. And it's a close battle between the 3 of us. Light's now up to 9 seconds of penalties, so P1 is now entirely just between myself and grid jokes. We're trying to get as much traction out of the corners. We're just wrestling the car here. We just can't find the grip that we need to get close enough to get the move done on grid jokes. We're going to have one more opportunity maybe into turn 12 if we're close enough, but after that, that's no more chances, and we're not close enough. So at the moment, it's looking like we're just going to have to settle in for P2 in this race, which, with the pace we've had, is honestly very disappointing. We come through the final real corner of the track, and we're just going to fall short by less than half a second here. So really unfortunate here. Lights crossing the line in first, but dropping all the way down to P4 on penalties. And honestly, a very disappointing result, and really all down to one little lag spike. We could have had that win completely sewn up. I think we would have managed to defend into turn 1 there. Really unfortunate, but thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, not the result we wanted, but overall a pretty insane race. Definitely looking forward to the next one. I'm also partaking in this league's endurance series, which are on a Monday night, and this series is on a Thursday night, so I'll be streaming both of those here on my channel if you want to see them.
AFR will be returning on Sundays when they deem the game back up to standard. Thankfully, we were lucky with this race for no desync, but it's still a massive risk a lot of the time with league racing. So not certain when AFR is going to be back, but as soon as it is, I'll be streaming that again here too. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.